Okay, this is part 2, explanation of the energy ball. Desert File, you're smart. If it wasn't for you, damn, I don't know what we'd do. But let's get back to the invention. Well, I guess I could talk to you for a couple of minutes. Listen there, Desert File. I don't know how smart you are, and I'm not that smart. But I'm trying to make something that ain't been invented. If everybody thought the way you did, I don't think we'd even have a car. Will we have a stove to heat our house with? How far can you go? What makes sense and what don't make sense? Just cause somebody sit there and give you all kinds of explanations. Well, Desert File, I'm going to move on. Okay, this is Jay-Z, Jaybirds 27, and back again. Okay, when I was explaining about my perpetual energy ball, the way it works, actually, the two half balls don't even touch each other. Okay, there's one way of sitting there making a base that the bigger the ball is, the more flatter size the round ball is. Okay, if you got a lot of spikes with this thing that goes right up against the ball on one side, when this ball turns, it should turn the spike straight down and go back around, come back in. It should keep doing it over and over. That's just one ideal, And hey, if anybody's got a lot of money and believes in common sense over a bunch of nonsense, what sounds like common sense. I mean, anybody can sit there and explain all kinds of stuff, but does that make it so? Huh? Does that make it so? I mean, I can sit there and explain all kinds of stuff, but until you try it, how do you know? Have you ever heard that old word, mind over matter? Man, we don't even use 10% of my brains. You probably Desert File say I don't use 3% of mine, maybe 1%. But what's that got to do with it? It's got a lot to do with, I just happen to think of this ideal that just possibility might work. But it's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of money to get two balls 12 foot wide, maybe 14 foot wide. And then, these join, it's like, just imagine a ball. You're right in the middle, you got these spikes all the way around it. There's spikes on both sides. It don't connect all the way around. The only thing connects to this big ball is this big old bar going through it, connected to these two big generators, on each end. And the thing's holding up off the ground. The weights of the whole ball is resting on the generator itself, which you're going to put common sense on how you make this thing. Okay, all you have to do. There's another ideal. Another ideal is the way to make it is you make the ball, and when you make this mechanism on the side of the ball, that when this thing turns, it goes the opposite. Okay, you can also have it to where you get an arm going to the other side of the ball, and put like paddles on it that releases this side over. Here's the weight on one side. Okay, you got the paddles on the other side that when this turns. This right here is turned. You might have to have a motor over here, but you also might have it since the ball ain't connected. You might be able to get your gear going straight in through the middle of the ball. When the ball turns, nothing's in the middle to connect these two half balls. In other words, it's two cups that put together, which is a ball. That's why I call it perpetual ball. I could have named it something else, but that's about what it is. Okay, all I need is a big warehouse to make me 3 different models. I mean, somebody's got to have some money. And you, like I say, I would like to sit there. I mean, I'd like to have a company myself, but hey, I'd be willing to put 2 or 3 years into making this thing if you got the money. It don't matter if I own the company or nothing like that, as long as we make it right to where I can't get ripped off if it does happen. And I ain't talking about you, Desert File. You know what I'm saying? You can make another video and make me look funny if you want to. Sometimes I'm funny anyway, so I like it. If you can't take a joke, you can't put one on somebody. That's the way life is. Okay, next thing, I thought I'd tell you about my other energy component. It's called a collapsible float generator. You sit there and you can sit there and get you a field, dig you a big trench in it right around 12, maybe 10 foot wide, go down about 20 foot deep, fill it with water, and when you well, the way collapsible floats work, you got a big old bar up top of the water. You got these little gears all over the bar going from generator to generator, which would be one on each end anyway. That's the way it works. Okay, when these collapsible floats, they got little needle valves that when it comes up top, it gets into it goes when one of these goes up to the top. You know, when the float goes underwater and it's got air, it goes up top. Okay, you got relief valves in there at. When this gets up, the relief valves touches something up top near the water that lets all this air into one of the floats that's down at the bottom of the trench, which I call a trench because you got to have at least 100 foot long or something like that. You got to have a lot of floats on this for it to work because you ain't gonna have no torque. If you ain't got a lot of floats, you ain't get no torque. That's what it's all about. Because if you got torque, you can put some gear ratios and really go 5 mile an hour, go up 20 mile an hour. 20 mile an hour, go up to 60. You know, a 3 ratio. You know, like I say, I'm just telling you a few ideals. You know what I mean? But like I say, I like to have a warehouse where somebody's got some money to where I could try to make at least 2 of my models. I like my energy ball, and I got a thing called Clicker Flicker. You know, it's just something I come up with. I don't know if it even make energy. You know, it's like 2 rings connect to each other. But like I say, I also got a hydraulic. It runs by hydraulic weight. It's like a gravity generator, where you sit there and you use hydraulics to push up weight, and then when it comes, you know, the generator's connected to this. When it pushes the weight up, the generators, as it pushes it up, you're gonna have a gear ratio on these things to where you're gonna have double the speed as it's taking off as it's getting to the generators. Okay, when these generators kicks in, it actually pushes the hydraulics up. When it come back down, you got free energy. And when this thing comes down, it's still connected to the generators. It's almost like a washing machine effect, you know. And okay, like I say, that's just part. And I also like Mr. Desert Fowl, you know. I think he's desert full. But like I say, that's just my opinion. It could be eats a lot of dessert. Who knows? And he's full of it. I don't know. You might be smart, man. But there are people that's smart that don't even know they're smart. And you're like smart, which I hope you are smart. But, I know you can talk like the best. You can make fun of the rest. You can do it right with the rest. But the whole ideal, they might be some ideals out there, which I got tongue-tied right then. Might be some ideals out there. With you making fun of them, Mr. Desert Fool, you got to keep off of these people, man. You got to keep off these people. They'll never learn nothing from you. You always doubt everything. Everything's possible. Mr. Einstein, no. You're not. But like I say, this is not matter. Hey, I'm not trying to criticize people, but it just made me look pretty bad, But I don't think hard about him. I just got to tell him, if he condemns everything, how's people going to get the courage to actually put a little money into these ideals? You can't sit there. What are we going to live off all rest of the days of the earth? Come on, man, be for real. They got to be mind over matter or a deal where you can figure out something. That's what minds is about, And no such thing as energy from nothing. Well, mind is energy itself. It's mind over matter. You can. Hey, we don't use none of our brains. I don't know how much you use. You might use 5%, 10. I don't know how smart you are, dude. You talk like you know a lot, but it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's got a lot to do with quit downing these people. Okay, and I also got I know you probably don't want me to talk about my gravity generator. You probably not my gravity. I'm talking about magnet generator. I got a good magnet generator. It's been that's my first invention was my magnet generator. I better not tell you how long this is old. You'd like to think I'm a Methuselah. So I ain't gonna tell you how long I've been thinking about this ideal. I didn't give it up, but it takes, Lord, it takes a lot of magnets. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of magnets to make this. But like I say,